Hello and welcome to Let's Try. We're trying Lost for Swords. Lost for Swords is an interesting game. I don't think it's a deck builder. I don't know. There's been so many deck builders and there have been so many roguelites, and I just don't know where we are anymore. I feel like every niche has almost been filled to the extent that the roguelite deck builder genre is like a full gradient map, and every single tone and pigment has been filled. If you describe something as a deck builder roguelike, all you're doing is defining a rainbow, like it's just the whole gamut. Is that the right word? Gamut? Anyway, it's a dungeon crawling kind of game. Your deck is basically the RNG of the dungeon, is the long and short of it. There is permanency in death. It feels a bit more linear, or almost like you're exploring the world, although you really only get like the one tower when you start out, and then you unlock another tower, and so it's kind of level based in that sense. I like the structure. I'd like to see it more often rather than the whole roadmap thing where you're like, making kind of almost arbitrary choices, like do I go to the shop or do I fight another enemy? I've seen it so many times. I've mentioned this a lot. So it's kind of nice to see a game do it differently, even if that different is more traditional. A linear based level structure is almost preferred to me than the Slay the Spire-esque decision making. So we're going to enter this as the knight. There are other classes available. I've seen that the rogue. There may be others still. Our goal is to defeat the monster deck. And the monster deck is made up of 7 skeletons. Oh wait, this is the first floor. They're not telling me yet about the boss of this tower. So there's a kind of a puzzly nature to this game. It kind of reminds me desktop dungeons in that sense. And it's got a similar vibe in that, like, yeah, it's kind of a roguelike, but no, not really. You're not really beholden to the RNG as much as you are to your own ability to puzzle out the stage. So we have a hero's deck. I'm going to look at that right now. It's made up right now of broken shields and rusty swords. We are hoping to change this in the future, but essentially the level is made up of cards from both your deck and the monster deck. Right now the monster deck is made up of skeletons and walls, kind of, but the walls are actually made up of this floor, which we will also have a bit of agency over in the future. It's interesting. The way we take cards will matter. It matters in terms of what gets revealed. So for instance, if I take this monster shield here, it will reveal a monster card. Now this monster card has agency. They have the ability to move around the map. And that's, well, sometimes they do. I don't know if this guy does. Oh, he does, yeah. So this guy is going to be able to move. Can move towards your hero, one spot at a turn. Prefers moving up, down, over, left, right. Okay, so he's going to move down if he can. So what we want to do is we want to be able to attack him without taking damage. The way we do that is by equipping broken shields, and hopefully we have more than one rusty sword. These weapons have durability. The durability manifests in the sense that I can use them a certain number of times. So if I use this rusty sword once, it's gone. So let's see what that looks like. Come over, beat him up. He hits me, but I block it with one of my shields. Those get discarded and they get thrown into the deck. You always start the level with a knife, but it only does 3 damage. So if I lose everything else, then I still have that available to me. I'm gonna grab this rusty sword so that we can kill the skeleton. And now we can do stuff like, well, I wanna go grab this. The fact that you know what all the cards are gives you a lot to kind of strategize over. So I'm gonna go pick up that. And we definitely want to kill this last guy over here. I'm going to pick up that. You do equip multiple things. I don't think there's a limit to how many things you can equip. In fact, there are cards that build into that say like where every turn you add a little bit of durability to the bottom facing shield, or you'll have weapons that are like every time a monster attacks, add 1 use to this card. And even if they're like far up into your equipment load, they'll still gain uses. So you can kind of lean into that as a strategy. So we can defeat this. You don't have to worry about using up all of your cards. They're meant to be used. As soon as we enter the next floor, all of these are going to be discarded, and then we're going to be starting fresh again. There's obviously, going to be things that we change, and like I say, will be affecting our deck, which is affecting the RNG. So when I pick up this Vainglory, for instance, equip, add 2 Vanity to the deck. Vanity is a new concept to me. Vanity is hero takes 2 damage. Oh, interesting. I don't know if I like that, to be honest. I do really like building into defense. +4 defense if it is the only equipped shield. Okay, I kind of like that. That's actually kind of nice. And here we will have a little bit of agency over the structure of the level. So for instance here, we've got a little bit more treasure. We get more emeralds, which is our currency for buying stuff within the context of the game. It's not our progression points. It's not our meta progression points, which there isn't really any meta progression to speak of in this game. There's at least not very much, and certainly not the whole like, oh, you can upgrade your health and upgrade your attack and all that. So obviously I'm eating good here. I'm gonna pick this tree room. All right, I think we definitely want to pick this up first, although not necessarily. This is where you kind of have to strategize ahead of time, right? You have to figure out which ones are we attacking first. Obviously I want to get this jewel. These are the 210 emeralds. We're gonna want those if we can get them. I think we've got a bit of options here. Let's pick up these other shields first. Pick up the money. We can destroy these pillars if we want, but that'll use up our durability. There's our first skeleton. So yeah, if we kill this guy, that will break both of our broken shields, right? Because he's gonna hit us once, that'll block it, and then we'll... Oh wait, right, he doesn't get to attack the second time. My bad. What we could do is we could just hit this guy. This isn't actually a bad idea. Let's hit this guy. He's gonna break our shield. We only did 3 damage. That's fine. We'll grab the wooden shield. It gets 8 durability now, so it'll have a couple of hits in it. Now, why don't we hit the skeleton one more time? That'll bring it down to 6 health. And then we'll grab this rusty sword and smack it one final time. As a rule, you do want to generally kill every... Oh, we don't have any weapons. We actually can't do anything. Interesting. Yeah, we don't have any way to do that, so we're just gonna leave. There's reasons to kill every monster. You do gain benefits for doing so. +3 attack for each flipped up monster. I really like the mace. I think it's a really fun concept. It actually kind of incentivizes you to like aggro the entire floor if you can, because then it gets more and more damage. So I'm going to continue to take the harder route so I can get a bit more money and stuff. And this is the 3rd floor before we reach our first kind of break point. If we grab this trusty sword, then we have to fight that monster there. Let's see what these are. I'm going to assume, yep, one of them is our mace, and that means I'm going to want to use that to the best of my ability. If we grab it when there's 2 revealed monsters, then that means it's strong enough to kill a monster on a first hit, right? Grabbing this is not ideal. Yeah, so then we grab this. Now it's going to do 12 damage. We could kill this guy and then fight whatever this is. The only shame is that the mace is only 1 use, but 1 use to kill a monster is really nice, actually. Seems like one of my cats is creating some kind of problem for me. I don't know. We'll have to deal with that in a second. I do want to grab this money. If I grab the shield, I'm pretty sure he's going to move to the right. No, he's going to attack me, right? So when you grab a card, that's kind of like using a turn. You can move around as much as you want, right? Like I can move around these guys, dance around them, but as soon as I pick up a card, that's me kind of declaring an action, and that means they get an action as well. But if I think I can grab the sword pretty easily. If I grab this, they're both going to move down, and then they will very much hem me in. But I have 2 rusty swords. That's really all I care about. I want to kill one of these lads. And the way blocking, by the way, so you might notice this wooden shield now only has 1 durability left. That means the next time he attacks me, he's going to be killing this wooden shield and then breaking the next one as well. Fortunately, though, we have enough attack to just kill him, so he doesn't get to attack. That guy's going to make his way over. Then we're going to go grab that. Then I'm going to kill this guy. We get to kill him. Oh, wait. No, we don't. Okay, so we actually took some damage. But that's okay. I wanted to actually finish the floor. So here's our first break. We get 1 small key, and then we get to spend our small keys to make some decisions. Either we want some loot, maybe we want to heal if we took a lot of damage. We didn't take that much damage. Maybe we want to trade some cards. I really want to upgrade some cards. I definitely want to upgrade the mace, for instance, because then it will get +1 use. It costs 50 emeralds to upgrade a second card, but your first card is free. It wouldn't be a terrible idea if we upgraded our knife, because then it might actually get to a point where it is doing like tangible damage. Like maybe if it was doing 6 damage, I could actually kill some of those skeletons. Auto equip means we start with it equipped, so we don't have to kind of worry about like having to find it. So you always start with a weapon in your hand. But I really do like the mace. It's just such a good card. I also really appreciate these upgrade features. The fact that it gets 1 durability, 1 damage, and it also gets an extra +1 attack for each flipped up monster means it's all of the benefits of this card are being upgraded. And in that sense, upgrades don't feel weak. Like there are so many games I've played like this where the upgrades feel like such a compromise. Like you get +1 to one stat, but you have to take a negative on something else. I appreciate that the equipment in this game is meant to just be a benefit and meant to be a progression point. I don't mind when the game is like giving me some kind of mechanic to work around, like, you know, and in this case, for instance, the mace is incentivizing me to be more aggressive and actually flip up all the monsters. That's the compromise, and that's interesting. But it's really annoying when upgrades take the form of like you get +1, but you get like -5 max health or something like that. Like it's just not fun, and it's not very interesting, and it's not very compelling either. I might actually be wrong about it giving me getting more durability. I kind of want to trade some of our cards. Let's do that. So let's use up our other key, see what this guy's got. First trade free, then 20 per trade, 3 trades max. So why don't we trade a rusty sword and 2 broken shields? Oh, can't do that, we don't have enough. Okay, we'll trade 2 cards then. So he gives us 2 random cards. Those are definitely better than what we gave him. Looks like he gave me a shield, a really nice shield actually. That one heals us. And also his Zweihander. +9 attack while no shield is equipped. That's cool. I like that. This door is barred actually. It doesn't require a key, so we can just open it up. I've made the mistake in this game of like not checking each door, and I find out like as I'm leaving that I could have gotten some more treasure. Monsters attack bottom armor gets +1 defense. We can kind of abuse this in a way, but it's a little bit tricky because it's difficult to make a monster attack when it's not basically destroying our armor in the first place. I don't know. We could figure this out. You'd think that I would jump on the hammer, but the slow attack means that the monster attacks first. So it's actually kind of a bummer. We're trading our defense for that extra attack. I really like the helmet actually. I actually really appreciate how defense works in this game because it feels like something you can kind of strategize around. It feels like a synergy, if that makes sense. I definitely want to pick up the helmet first because then as I pick up more broken shields, then it'll actually improve their defense. I guess that's not going to work with the wooden shield, so we'll leave that on the field for now. This gear here, by the way, is like some kind of mechanic, meaning, yeah, so this is, I figured it was going to be the push wall. So this is quick interact, push for 3. Wow, okay, so that's how that works. It's a little bit confusing to me anyway, but I guess if you manage to push things off of the map, it kills them instantly, which is kind of cool. We didn't get our mace, which is kind of what I was hoping for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this rusty sword up. That'll move this guy down. Oh, okay, this is in the column. That's less good. But I was hoping these will sometimes be hit, like do damage to the diagonal, so I was kind of hoping to position this guy. Oh, he's still not going to move. Okay, so he is going to move, but he is hesitant about it. Let's grab this cleric shield. And this is great actually because this has 4 durability, meaning we can take a hit on it from the monster and then gain some shield from the helmet. So I'm going to grab this rusty sword here. I want to kill this barrel. There's no more weapons on the field. I was kind of still strategizing around finding our mace, but that's not going to happen now. Should have pretty much everything we need. Yeah. Let's just like start smacking heads. So that's gonna, we'll take some damage, but then our helmet, I believe, gave us some equipment. I don't think it did. Let's see that again. Okay, monster didn't attack. I think it did because I saw something happen. Let's go here so that we don't have to deal with this other monster. Oh, when it says bottom card, it's talking about the one, I guess the bottom is here at, unintuitively it is at the top that the card is at the bottom, if that makes sense. We are kind of out of cards, so I'm going to try and, we can do this with the knife. It's not ideal though, I will say. I'd really like to get rid of this barrel. We can't kill another skeleton. Like that's just not gonna happen, but that's okay. We have tons of defense to deal with their attacks. And I just wanna make sure that I grab this emerald. The thing is though, is if we grab that emerald, this guy's gonna move up. I think that should be fine actually. I'm gonna grab the shield first, just to make sure that we're not getting trapped. And then we'll grab the emerald, and then we should be good to leave. I guess sometimes you can't always kill all the monsters. So these are trinkets. All barrels are X barrels, +3 prop damage. Oh, that's nice. When you heal, deal that much to each monster. This is really good as well, but we don't have the synergy to make it work yet. Enter a room, gain 1 teleport charge. That is actually really interesting. I think I want to use this fox pendant though. I think that's actually really good for us. So trinkets just get equipped. They don't go into our deck, which means they don't take up room. This one's got a strange chest and a rusty chest. These are fairly new mechanics, so we'll definitely want to make use of those. They're pretty cool. You get some treasure, you get some stuff, but you have to work around chests. They're not straightforward. So this one is eager. Eager means it gets flipped up right away. Why don't we use this wooden shield right away? So that, okay, interesting. So it's equip +4 defense. So that means we should always pick this up first, and then we can pick up other shields. We don't have to worry about it as much. We don't want to use this because this will push our whatever shield is up there off. This is an orc, by the way. Orcs do a lot of damage, and they also get to move around. They also have a lot of health. An orc was like a boss of the first tower, so now the fact that they're like a basic enemy is a little bit scary. Let's see if we can deal with this guy. So this guy is an X barrel now, and deal 9 damage to diagonal cards is nice. You know what I want to do is I want to grab this rusty sword. It would be really cool if we could get the skeleton here and this orc here, because then we can do 9 damage to both of them, but I don't think that's possible, so I'm just going to do 9 damage to the orc. He's going to do 5 damage to me, but still 9 damage is 9 damage. You fortunately cannot do damage to like props and stuff, otherwise that would be kind of a bummer. We used our rusty sword to attack that. We needed to like not pick up weapons basically. So I'm gonna have to grab this rusty sword. Now of course the skeleton is in the perfect position and I could have done 9 damage to him. Oops. What I'd like to do is if I could like get over here behind this push wall and then like push an enemy off, it would be really good. But I don't think that's gonna work because they're gonna move over like that. Let's open up this chest. We might just have to like leave. This is a lot to contend with, to be honest. Well, we do have a rusty sword. We could kill the orc at the very least. We do have enough to open up this chest. So why don't we do that? Oh no, we have to break it open, which means we can't really do it. Like we could. I do have enough defense. There's really no reason for me to not do it. Okay, so I'm gonna grab it. I know that's gonna potentially create a problem for me, but I think that this is gonna be fine. I want to push this wall. That'll push the skeleton away. Honestly, there's like no reason to do any of that. Let's just leave. So Divine Favor is a lot of fun. I like Divine Favor. There's a card that I really like. Whenever you equip any kind of armor, you deal 1 damage to all flipped monsters on the field. And this card synergized quite well with it because not only does it deal 1 damage to all monsters, but then it also gives you an armor, which you can then deal more damage with. So that was kind of fun. The gauntlet is actually quite nice. It's not very good armor, but it does give you a weapon right away, so that's kind of nice. I know it seems like I'm picking like weak cards out of those, but I generally, like I say, I really enjoy the defense in this game. It's not just like cards that just eat up room in your deck. They actually have some kind of function. Oh, I see. We get less hero cards, but then we have to fight the same number of monsters. I gotcha. Well, I've been doing pretty well. I haven't taken any damage. Well, I took 2 damage like in the first floor. Okay, so here's our mace. Very bad placement for that mace, I gotta say. So we're gonna try and move around that. I'm not gonna try and plan for that 1 shield. I'm just gonna pick up all of our shields. We'll definitely want to make use of that barrel though. Defeat 2 monsters, replaced with 20 emeralds. Gotcha. We've got some really nice... This is actually kind of perfect here. Except then it's going to blow up this barrel as well. So I don't want to do that just yet. But then again, if I blow up this barrel, it'll blow up this barrel, which will then blow up these guys. But I don't think I want to do that just yet. Timer, destroy, deal 9 damage to 4 neighbor cards. Oh, this skeleton having 7 health, that's a bit weird. We do want to defeat this guy, and weirdly defeating this guy will mean we reveal 2 more monster cards, and that means the mace will actually be decent. Although this mace is good enough to kill this 1 skeleton. I don't know. Let's kill the 1 skeleton. That's not really a good use of our swords though. I actually kind of feel like picking up the mace now isn't a bad idea. So yeah, oh, the mace only has 1 durability still. That's kind of a bummer. but it's not the end of the world. We can kill this guy. I might have wanted to use it on that other skeleton if I'm being real. So in 2 turns, this old pillar is going to blow up, and we can kind of work with that, I think. If we come down here and fight this skeleton, that'll be 2 turns to kill him, and then the skeleton will hopefully move over here to the neighbor spot. So like he's gonna come down now, right? And then, yeah, he's going to move to the left. So as soon as I kill this skeleton, this guy here, then he's going to move over and he'll take 9 damage, I think. Nope. The order in which that happened, it was not ideal. Okay, that is just fine. So, you know what? I want to make use of these if I can. Oh, that was silly. I don't think there's a good way of doing this because the only skeleton that I could maybe use is this one. I have to hit this guy for 4 damage though. Now that we're doing backtrack, which means that we have to kill the monsters if we want this to become an exit. This is not really ideal. I'm not a huge fan of this structure. Let's just see what happens. We'll attack him a couple times. If the skeleton moves down, that would be kind of nice because then we can hit the barrel. Why don't we just hit this guy? Okay, then we're gonna hit this barrel. All right, that was pretty good. Wasn't great though. I'm gonna head out. So backtracking is bad because it means we lose a bit of we lose basically. We can either lower our max HP, we can lose some money, or add fatigue to our deck. Adding fatigue to our deck is pretty bad because then it's stuck in our deck until we can remove it, which costs us money in the long run anyway. Although not as much as 30 emeralds. Obviously losing max HP sucks, but I think I'm gonna take the fatigue. It sucks. So there's our fatigue right there. This shape is always a bad card. We need to kill all the monsters on the field, I think. So first of all, this is a better setup, I think. We definitely want to make use of our mace to the fullest extent. I thought we did pretty okay with it. We have no shield, so this is the best time to find this Vihander, although it's only 9 attack. Like, it's already 16 attack, so I'm not sure why we cared all that much. Why does the skeleton only have... I guess because we've already done some damage to it. I suppose as we've been moving up through the tower, we've been killing all of the monsters. So now we have to deal with the fallout of all of that. Let's grab this guy because I don't want to use our Zweihander just yet. So why don't we grab this now? I mean, I guess we could have killed the skeleton. That was maybe silly, because he wouldn't have actually hurt us. So we'll kill the skeleton, then we'll kill this skeleton. Oh, you know what? We'll kill the skeleton. Unfortunately, we can't use that barrel. We can use the barrel because it will do damage to whatever's over there. If we grab this mason now, it'll actually be enough to kill this skeleton here. Interesting. If I go here, then this pillar is going to do 9 damage to us, so we're not doing that. We'll grab that, we'll heal a little bit, and then I'm gonna kill whatever's over there. Oh, did that not actually hurt him? Let's use our knife to kill this pillar. No, it didn't actually do the damage I wanted. He's gonna come down though, and then we can use this other X barrel. That's actually perfect because it'll do 9 damage to him. Perfect. Hell yeah. We got through that. All right, so I'm gonna do one more floor. We can obviously pick a door here. We can take 6 damage to get both of these. And I think we're just gonna do that because I want both of them. We definitely want to remove cards because we want to be able to remove this fatigue. I also wouldn't mind removing something else. I don't think it really super benefits us to remove these broken shields, but I guess we always want to do that a little bit because then we're replacing them with better shields. Then we'll take 6 damage, then we'll grab some more money and we'll upgrade a card. I kind of really want to start upgrading this knife. Upgrading the gauntlet means it just gets better equipment. It doesn't actually do anything else for us. The helmet is quite nice to upgrade though. I think that we definitely want to do that. Upgrading the cleric's shield is also nice because it gives us more heal. That helmet is just like giving us more defense if we use it properly. A worthy exchange. I agree. So now we have skeleton archers. Skeleton archers do exactly what you think they do. We'll show how that manifests. Okay, so the difference between this Zweihander is that it only has +9 attack while there's no shield equipped. And it looks to me like that is not going to be possible. So let's grab this helmet and then we'll grab this broken shield and we have an orc to deal with. That sucks. This is a bummer. If I get rid of both of these, then that kind of sucks, to be honest. I don't like this. This was bad. This was a bad way to start. There's no way for me to do damage to this without it doing 9 damage to me, which is not is even worse than taking 5 damage from the orc. I think we just have to take a couple hits here. Let's just hit him. Sometimes you do have to take a couple hits. So this guy is gonna do 5 damage to us, which is more than our helmet is providing. Oh, this is only shield. Okay, so we can grab this Zweihander and then we can kill this guy. And if we grab this, then this pillar will get destroyed and even do some damage to the skeleton. That was ideal. This could not be better, actually. So the archers, they work like regular monsters, but basically if there was any card for me to collect on this column and or row, then they get to attack you from afar. They're a pain in the ass in that sense. We do have like the perfect setup here where we can hit this barrel, do 9 damage to them. And now like we have the skeleton here we can deal with. I'm wondering, oh, this is the perfect setup to find the mace. Let's kill one more skeleton. And, we could basically leave, but I actually think it would benefit us to stay because we can kill this guy. This is actually telling us what we'll get. So we'll get a rusty sword if we equip that. 2 rusty swords is going to do it, but honestly, we only need 1 because we can do 6 damage to us. To the skeleton and then hit this barrel. And there we go. Room cleared. Bonus. Heck yeah. So what do we get? Hoplite Spear. I have not seen this before. Diagonal attack. Equip shield gets +1 use. That's actually really nice. Spear is a 11 attack, but also gets a diagonal attack. Battle Hammer is slow attack X your defense ×3. So it gets damage equal to how much defense we have, which is really, really nice, but it's also a slow attack. If I wasn't taking those other hammers, I don't see why I should take this one. I like the Hoplite Spear. I think that's really cool. And it also couples with our shields. So this will give us more money. I just like to always take the harder route, I guess, because I get more money and I get to upgrade more stuff. Okay, so this is like the perfect time to find this Zweihander. Yeah, I think this is valid. That's a good time to find that. Honestly, this is pretty good too, because then we can just kill this skeleton. Oh no, we won't kill it. Oh, we just took 3 damage on the chin. That was silly. So honestly, what we could do is grab this wooden shield and then grab this helmet, and then the helmet will be benefiting the wooden shield. So this Hoplite Spear has 2 uses, which is kind of nice. We definitely want to be grabbing these cleric shields. What was it? Oh yeah, equip shield gets +1 use. Okay, so we want to be equipping as many shields as we possibly can. This is pretty good. And then this is pretty good. Although since we're not giving the monsters a chance to attack us, maybe not ideal. If we do this instead, because we're doing a bit of damage to the orc, the skeleton is then attacking us, and then we're giving more defense to some of our other stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. And this is giving us +2 defense. So if we're taking attacks from a skeleton, it's actually not bad. We're almost breaking even, but there's really no reason to do that. So I'm not sure. It could go any way you want, to be honest. You know what I'd like to do is grab this rusty sword and then grab the broken shield, so then we giving our Hoplite Spear an extra attack. But I don't know if that's, again, overthinking things a little bit. What if I grab this rusty sword and then just attack this skeleton? How about that? Let's start with that. Then we'll grab this guy. Then we'll grab this broken shield, because then that'll give the Hoplite Spear an extra use. And we'll also take an attack from a skeleton, which is fine. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that necessarily. It would be nice if we could get this orc near this barrel, and I think by grabbing these emeralds we might achieve that, because then he's in the right column. But then we're in this situation. You know what would be actually perfect is if we go down here. This skeleton's not going to move, is he? Let's attack this guy here. Let's see what happens. Not really what we wanted. If I attack the skeleton, which I think is fine, let's do that. Because we kill that skeleton, we take 5 damage. Yeah, that sucks, but then we get to hit this barrel and do damage to like everything. We have enough defense. We should really like use that defense when we can. Unfortunately, we don't have enough like damage to kill this orc. Let's see, 2 × 4? No, that's not gonna do it. Okay, so we'll just leave, but that's okay. We did a lot of damage there. Murad's Mace. Timer, while not equipped, place wrath at 4 neighbor spots. Each monster gets +1 attack. So you really want to equip this mace as quickly as possible. Overkill 6. Top weapon gets +1 attack use and -6 attack. Top weapon gets +1 use and -6 attack. I don't think I like that. That's kind of the offset that I was talking about. But if we upgrade it a number of times, then that offset becomes a little bit less. What does overkill mean? Enable additional effects when the excess damage dealt to a monster reaches or surpasses X. This is an interesting synergy that I don't think I have the means to use. Quick attack X. Attack of next weapon in stack +3. Monsters do not get to act when you attack with this weapon. End of turn effects are not triggered either. Interesting, okay. So its attack is attack of next weapon in stack +3. This is a really cool weapon, actually. I've been taking a lot of defense and not a lot of attack, and maybe that's why I'm not able to finish some of these stages. Why don't we do a large room? I've been doing a lot of aggressive hard mode stages. We only have 2 monsters to kill here, so this should be like really easy for us. I'm gonna just try and make sure that we have all of the creatures revealed. If we can get this guy to kill our cleric shield, that'd be good. Actually, taking an attack from the orc would be not bad at all. Take this, get this mace, then that'll get rid of all of our shields. Then we can kill this orc. Actually, this is kind of great because we can grab the sword, skeleton will come down, get attacks from this old pillar, and then we can hit the barrel. Perfect. Easy. Making it so hard on myself. We don't have to grab any of that other stuff. So that's the end of that second floor. A lot more floors to go. Oh, here we go. We can unlock the mage. So we get the mage available. It must be said that different heroes are completely new campaigns. Like you have to start from the beginning again. I kind of like that actually, because it means that you kind of get familiar with the towers. So here's our new monster deck. So this is floor 4 of 8. It's going to take a while. You don't have to necessarily do this all in one sitting. I might not even recommend you do that. Maybe you do like a couple floors, but either way, I think this is a really cool game. It's pretty casual. You have to exert a little bit of brain power. You definitely get a small dopamine hit in the form of finding little synergies, like either with shields kind of combining or weapons combining, or maybe your weapons combining with the floor layout just kind of working out for you. But I really like this game. It's a simple concept that has been executed really well. I'd love to hear what you think of Lost for Swords. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button. Consider subscribing for more content like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.